Hello, this is Reverend Bill Ryan, and tonight is election night. Polls are actually going to be closing just about now around the country, so should be interesting. I get a feeling we're probably not going to get to know who's going to be the next president for a week or two. Maybe it's just the pessimist in me, but I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of court cases getting dragged through the courts and all that stuff. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't get good feelings about this. Anyway, this is part two of the witchcraft, black magic podcast that I'm doing. And again, there's no real rhyme or reason to this. I'm just I've got a bunch of notes here. I actually talked to consulted with an African friend today too, going over some things just to make sure I got a good good idea of what to let you know, to make sure that you're better informed than you probably are. Certainly better than I was when I was under that first attack. Anyway, so the first thing I want to cover is that they use food. There's ways of trapping you, enslaving you. And one of the big things is food. And I'll tell you a story is when I found out who the witches were that were attacking me. And that was no easy task. But yeah, I consulted with some friends in Africa that were prophets. And we came to the realization of who it probably was. And I did confront them. And at first they denied it. And then, of course, they came clean and admitted, yes, they did want me. I'm not sure what they wanted. They weren't really clear. I narrowed it down to either they wanted me dead or they wanted to drive me insane. But I don't know which. I really don't know. I really don't care. But one of the things they said that they would give it up if I ate a plate of food they gave me, which of course I wasn't going to do. I was still learning about witchcraft then. But yeah, if a witch feeds you, it puts you in dire straits. Also, if they give you a gift, it could be something even as innocuous as, hey, do you want some hand cream? And if you rub that on your hands, that might give them powers over you. So you've got to be careful. You can't, people walking around handing out food arbitrarily. You got to question that. It's terrible to say you got to be that paranoid. And if I was talking to myself 5 years ago, I'd probably, find this whole conversation humorous. But having gone through the witch's attack, I am an extremely paranoid person right now. I would never eat anything unless I knew it was prepackaged or, basically who made it. So that's a big thing about enslavement. Also, if people ask you for pictures, they actually bring pictures to altars, black altars. They do a bunch of spells and they put it in, they might even set it on fire or put it into a pile of voodoo or whatever. So you don't want to be giving away pictures to just anyone that wants them. This person actually, for no reason at all, called me at once and said, hey, I've never seen your car. Could you send me a picture of your car? I thought it was kind of a weird request. So I said, yeah, well, let me clean it first. And that kind of fell by the wayside. That was one of the clues, by the way, who the witch attacks were coming from. I mean, who calls somebody up out of the blue and goes, hey, by the way, send me a picture of your car. I mean, I drive like a 2003 Grand Marquis. It's only got 60,000 miles on it, by the way. But I mean, it's no Tesla or Lamborghini. So anyway, I thought that was an odd request. So I said no. Oh, let's see. Another way they can actually control you is through money. If they ask to lend some money, if they get anything that you own, they can get some control over you. I went to this witch's house, and unbeknownst, I didn't know it was a witch at the time, or a wizard actually. And they some of my items, I had a shaving kit or something, went missing, and it was a puzzle. Like, why would my shaving kit just take off? Later on, I found out it's because they wanted stuff from it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were looking for some hair or something from a comb to do their magic. But yeah, I found out later on that was one of the ways they took something I owned to exploit it, to enslave me somehow. I don't know. Maybe to kill me. Whatever it was, it obviously did not work. Um, what? Oh yeah. So it could be something as innocuous as, hey, can I borrow $1? You give them $1. Well, that dollar, you're the owner of that dollar, and they can take it to a black altar and put spells on you because they have something that you own. So you got to be careful about that too. My African friend said that I could tell you that there are only two types of Africans: witches and people that run from witches, which is kind of true. When you're talking to Africans about witches too, by the way, it's a very touchy subject. Um, I'll give you an example. A few years ago, before I was married, I was on a dating website and I was talking to an attractive African woman, and we were hitting off great. And I just happened to say, I don't even remember what I said. It might have been, say, have you had any experience with witchcraft? Something like that. And she immediately blocked me. And I was confused because we were getting along so well. So I talked to one of my African friends, and they're like, you asked her about witches? And I said, yeah, I mean, Africans have witches. I was just beginning to understand that. They're like, no, no, you don't understand. That's terrifying. They don't even want to think about witches. They don't want to talk about witches. They might think you're a witch. He goes, unless you know an African, you do not start talking witchcraft. Um, because they could be a witch, in which case you could enrage them, or number two, you're going to make them run, which is what she did. Because once they hear that word witch, they do not want one single thing to do with you. So that was kind of interesting. I would imagine Jamaicans the same way too. Let's see. I think I kind of hit on this yesterday, but I just want to emphasize it. You cannot bargain or reason with them. They lie and they cannot be trusted. When I found out who the coven was that was attacking me, I went to the head witch and I tried to reason, and just say, look, you're not going to get me. Not going to happen. Why don't we work on something where, we can both walk away here and there's no hard feelings. And we'd come to a truce, and within like 10 minutes, I would find that she broke it. They have no sense of honor or dignity, no loyalty except to Satan. You cannot, don't even bother trying to come to any kind of reasonable truce with witches. There's no reason there. They're completely unreliable and evil. You're just wasting your time. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, just to emphasize this, I think I mentioned this yesterday. They're so disloyal that even if you find out someone is in your family is one, you can't appeal to them. You can't, hey, look, I'm your only brother, or I'm, your only son. Means nothing to them. They're heartless, soulless creatures. Another thing, a mistake I made, is there was one time where at night, every night, I was getting haunted. And I don't want to get too personal about what I had to go through. That's kind of something I, don't want to share too much about, but it was bad. I was dreading the night because I knew that night that I would be attacked. What happened was I knew a pastor who was very familiar with fighting black magic. And he came in and he walked around and he said, I don't know your house, but there's something here that's opening a door. And, he assured me that there was some kind of a hex bag or something around there that was allowing them entrance into the house. Later on that day, I was walking around and I noticed there was a little bottle that was placed in a guest room. Very, very easy to miss, innocuous. And it occurred to me that I saw that bottle before when this person, who remain unnamed, came to my house once and didn't suspect anything with the black magic. But I did notice they had that bottle and they left it in the room. So I got it and I threw it in the trash. And the pastor came back, and you can actually seal a house. The sealing the house keeps the evil spirits out. And since then, I've not had any witches coming to me. And then by getting rid of that hex bag and sealing the house, witches are no longer able to get into the house. So that was a big win for me. I could sleep at night now. Before it was terrible. I mean, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and it'd be, ghosts in bed with me. And that's always kind of a frightful thing. But so it's nice to cut down on evil spirits that sleep with you at night. I always try to say no to that if I can. Let's see. What else do we got here? Hex bags, I covered that. Sealing the house, yes. Yeah, this is kind of a repeat, but it kind of is important. Getting ownership of anything is a big plus for them. If they can even get one hair in your head, they can do really bad juju with it. So be careful at all costs. Don't be leaving things around with people that you aren't 100% sure about. Another thing too is witches, wizards. It actually, more often than not, I wouldn't say it's passed down hereditary, but it's almost like it runs to the family in a lineage. If the mother, especially with the mother-daughter, if the mother's a witch, it's almost guaranteed the daughter's a witch. It just runs that way. I'm not an expert. I can't explain why, but I can tell you that I've been told by people that are much smarter than I in the black arts that if the mother's a witch, the daughter's a witch, almost certainly. I don't know how that works with the son, but certainly with the daughter. Another thing to keep in mind is that witches are full of envy and jealousy. If you got a great job, promotion at work, and you're telling everybody about it, you're pretty much putting a target on your back. Witches are very deceitful, and they'll tell you they're very happy for you, congratulate you, give me a hug, and then you'll probably find out within a week or two that you're fired. So you've got to be very, very careful. They do not like people to tout their own horn. There's another story someone told me about a man who was going to an African village, a very wealthy man, beautiful suits, and very handsome guy. Rolled out the red carpet wherever he walked. I mean, he was a really fashion plate, Mr. GQ, and he was in a car they're heading to a village, and he asked to stop. He said, "I just pass that bag there, would you?" I got a bag, and he ran into the woods, and he came out a few minutes later dressed in rags. He goes, "Okay, ready to go." I'm like, "Why are you doing that? You look so nice." He said, "Yeah, I know, but there's full of witches in there. If they see how well I'm doing, I won't be doing very well much longer." He said, "Let them think I'm penniless." And that's kind of the mentality that they have, because if they see you doing well, they will stop it if they can. I can guarantee you that, because they've done it to me a few times. You might have a great job making, way over 6 figures. If they find out, they'll make you lose your job and you'll be going into bankruptcy. They're very, very, very jealous. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna leave it there for now. I don't want to overload you once. We're going to be doing, I don't know, as many of these as you want. I would recommend that you let me know whether these are entertaining or not, if you like them or not. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. It's on the bottom there. I'll be glad to answer any questions, or if you want me to concentrate in a certain area, I'd be more than happy to if I know about it. If I don't know about it, I can tell you I do know people who know a lot more than I do, and I can hit them up with questions and find out. But that's that. So I guess at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodnight, and I'm going to go watch the election coverage, and hopefully it's going to end on the way I want it to. So thanks for your time. Hopefully you like this. If you do, like, subscribe, share. If you don't like it, well, thank you for your time. And those of you who like it and find it very informative, let me know that too. I want to make sure this is not, wasting my time and your time. But I thought it was interesting, and I thought I'd pass it along. Okay, thanks so much, and I will look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Good night.